I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our next keynote speaker. Is a man who's not a stranger to all of you, Kamal Budabati, Group CEO, Kraft Silicon, and he will be engaging us on picking the right technologies for your digital transformation journey. Please, as he comes up here, give him a round of applause, tafadhali. Karibu. Welcome.
Once again, good morning. My name is Kamal, and I started Kraft Silicon a couple of years back. For now, I'm focusing on Little, and I'm going to take you through, if you can put my presentation, I can take you through the ways things are getting transformed in the businesses, especially focusing on how we do businesses. So I'm not going to use any other business, neither I'm here to sell anything. I'm just going to tell you what we did and what we are doing, and possibly you can then now try to connect the dots and to see if this can fit in to your businesses. So the next slide, please. So who is Little? As I said, I founded Little. Little is started as a ride-hailing company. We are a technology company that is based out of Nairobi, Kenya, and we plan to scale up our operation across the continent. And I would like to say that 99% of our team is Kenyan. 99 actually. Only one person in the company of 200 is like not from Kenya. Everybody else is Kenyan. And you wait, there's another lot of clap is going to come from the second point. Our team is so gender balanced. And what we realized is in tech, especially in terms of customer support, in terms of several aspects of tech, I think the female employees have done far better than the male employees. The next slide, please. We started as a ride-hailing company in 2016, and then we started moving. We figured out that, look, as a ride-hailing company, we are not able to survive because we are competing with some of the biggest players globally, players like Ubers and the Glovos and the Bolts and of this world. So it was extremely difficult for us to survive just as a ride-hailing company. So strategically, we thought we need to scale up our operations. Currently, we operate in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Zambia we started, but not doing quite well, but also entered into Somalia and Ethiopia. So this is where our footprints are, and our plan is to become a super app across the continent coming out of Nairobi, coming out of Kenya. And we have close to about 100,000 drivers on the platform. Next slide, please. So this is the transformation that happened to us. Started as a ride-hailing company, providing ride services where you can order a taxi, to a lot of services on the next slide, and then I'll tell you how we did that. Next slide, please. To survive this, transformation was purely done to survive. We never thought that we would ever transform. When we started Little, we never thought we would ever get into something else. But we had to do that because it was a case of survival. And if we would have not done that, honestly, we would have not survived. So the next slide would tell you what we did. We focused on localization. See, people keep saying that, there could be a big app coming out from the US, Europe, somewhere here, they can do wonders. But I think the power that localization has is amazing. If you localize the product, if you give it a fit that gets in, if you give in the fit that is required by the local customers of yours, so you localize for Kenya, localize for possibly Africa across, then I think you are able to attract the more customers. So Little, this is the first version of Little. You see that. The first version of Little was like that. And today, this is what Little is. So Ride started as a ride company, but then now we do deliveries for foods and the groceries and all those things. We got into the payment, we got into the health space. Today you can book a doctor on Little, for example. You can request for your COVID test to be done on Little. You can book a movie ticket. You can do payments. You can do a hell lot of things on Little. And this actually was a way to transform ourselves in order to survive. And in our journey for Little, and I just want to tell you guys very honestly, in our journey to Little, Harry has really helped us. Now, Harry will say, how has he helped us? Because he doesn't know how he has helped us. But every time I had something or the other, I would go to Harry. I remember once we met him in Art Cafe and says, Harry, this is my problem. Knowingly or unknowingly, he told me something which really helped us to scale up. So every now and then, if there's something, I think Harry is the person who I should be going to. Thank you, Harry. Thank you very much. Next slide, please. So in this transformation, certain things I think are very interesting from the CIO's perspective. So first thing is we have about 100,000 agents. So our drivers are agents. Our Boda guys are agents. The restaurants who do the deliveries, they are agents. We have close to about 100,000 of them. Now, every time a driver is moving, for example, we need to get their location so we know exactly where that driver is. So when a rider requests a driver, we need to pick up the nearest driver. These drivers need to communicate every 5 seconds to our servers. So that's like 100,000 calls happening every 5 seconds. And all this technology that we use here are all done by Kenyans. So for that, we use, for location data, we use NoSQL databases. Initially, we started as SQL databases. We started with MySQL, migrated to MS SQL, tried out Oracle as well, but every now and then, it just kept falling down and down and down. So for these kind of extremely high volume transactions, we figured out and we learned through hard way that NoSQL was the right database. And now, as we speak, it just does amazing job for us. Every time a customer is requesting a ride, for example, I am standing here and I request a ride, I need to look for 10 drivers within about a kilometer or 2 in radius. Now, for that, I need to go through all the 100,000 drivers and say, who is the nearest driver? So from the nearest driver, first I get the nearest driver based on the air distance. Then I have to make a call to Google or Open Maps to get the right direction because I could be just here, but the road to that place could be like this. Now all that also was extremely difficult. So for that we had to use something we call as Redis. Redis is an in-memory database that allows you to do all these things extremely fast. So in case if you are using something that has a lot of transactions happening, and you need to do a lot of queries extremely fast, Redis is a database that also you can use. Next one. And every time a driver gets a request, he needs to be informed because he needs to know that the request has come. So we use encrypted SMS to go to him because sometimes the network is bad and you send him a message, he doesn't get the message, then what happens? The ride gets lost. So for that, you use encrypted SMSs to them or encrypted in-app messages to them. Next slide, please. And then eventually, it became also important for us that because we are collecting all these data, we need to start analyzing the data. So some of the ways we analyze this data using AI, please take me to the next slide. So we use facial recognition. Initially, I'm sure in Uber, and I'm sorry, okay, I should not be mentioning the names, but so I didn't mention the name, yeah. So what used to happen, you request a ride, and the driver that comes in is not the same driver that is on the app. And frauds used to happen, and all those security issues used to come in. So we came up with a technology that every now and then, our drivers will bring the phone on his face, and we take the selfie and compare with the photo that is in our database. Randomly. So throughout the day, 5-6 times, a pop-up will come in and says, verify yourself, verify yourself. That's how we ensure that the driver who is on our platform is the same driver that is giving you the service. The next one we did is also we used when the COVID came in, I think customers were started complaining that the drivers were not wearing masks and it's not good. So we also modified the facial recognition algorithm to make sure that he has a mask on it. If he has no mask, he cannot go online. The other one that we did is we used computer vision also to read the number plates because the driver might be the same driver, but the car he uses is a different car. So we also use computer vision to ensure that the number plate that our driver is using is the same number plate that is registered on our platform. We also use to predict the heat map. So the drivers have an option to see the heat map to see where he would be getting more customers. So he just shifts 5 kilometers or half a kilometer on this side, he will get more rides because there are more customers ordering on that side. So we use the heat map to match the customers and the drivers, because more business drivers get, good for us, good for them. Fraud detection also we also give loans to our drivers, and the loans on our drivers is based on the behavioral pattern. So if the driver is driving bad, for example, we know he's driving bad because app detects what is the rating that the driver has, and all those things we give out loans to our drivers. And we also are working on an AI model to predict the destination, which is not finished, but very soon you would have it that when you open a little app and you say you want to order a ride, based on your past history and the time of the day and whether it is sunny or not, etc., we'll be able to tell you that most likely you are going there. So you don't even need to type in your destination. We will be able to predict where you are going. Predictive analytics is where I think the world is also moving in. And lastly, we are also working on something for our merchants. So the next slide, I just want to show you the picture on what we are trying to do. It's not done, but it is work in progress. Please take to the next slide. So our merchants, we want to give out a product like this. This product will be able to tell you what is the footfall that is getting inside his restaurant, for example. How many people are coming in, how many people are shopping. If somebody is waiting at a particular shelf for a longer period of time, we'll be able to tell them. So we'll be able to do all those things based on some of the AI components. Because I said Little is not just for ride hailing. So Little is also now getting into all these various things. Next one. And that's my last slide. So I just want to add that everything that we have done, Kenya has an amazing talent. So if you as a CIO and you need a talent, don't make phone calls to India or I don't know, Vietnam and everywhere to look for people. Look for people right here. As I said, tech team 100% Kenyan, 100%. The 1% that I said is not Kenyan is somewhere in sales. But tech is 100% Tenor. So we should not be going abroad for the solutions. Look for the solutions here. Thank you very much.